So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending. We are going to be starting in just a few minutes. So good afternoon again. I am Denise Lambert. I'm the proud principal of the Met Sacramento High School. On behalf of the entire Met staff and community, it is our pleasure to welcome each of you to the 2023 Met Sacramento High School Commencement Ceremony. Class of 2023, I am so honored to be sharing this special day with you. I know that this is a journey. This journey as it comes to an end, your new journey will find you filled with great opportunities and experiences. Parents, guardians, the Met High School faculty and staff and class of 2023. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our special guests that we have sitting on the stage this afternoon. First, we have Superintendent Jorge Aguilar. Board Member Tara Jean. Advisors Josue Guzman. Philip Horn. And our internship coordinator, Victoria Lemus. But lastly, we also have joining us from Big Picture, Carlos Moreno, who's the co-executive director for Big Picture Learning. To our special guest, I am most pleased and highly honored as the proud principal of the Met High School, one of the innovative high schools in the Sacramento City Unified School District, to present to you the exemplary Met High School's graduating class of 2023. Parents and guardians, faculty and staff, and the remarkable class of 2023, I want to take a moment to recognize and express gratitude to the outstanding individuals who have played a vital role in fostering a culture of excellence at the Met High School. Their unwavering collaboration, support, motivation, and shared commitment have been instrumental in helping our graduates reach this momentous occasion, their high school graduation. Together, they have helped transform this day into a tangible reality for our students. First, I would like to recognize our tremendously talented, skilled, and caring faculty and staff. Our faculty and staff deserve our gratitude and thanks for extending their time, their efforts beyond the walls of the classroom and motivating our students to excel. We thank them for helping the class of 2023 become the future leaders of our society. I also would like to give special recognition and thanks to Ms. Cressy and Kara Andrade. Ms. Cressy, with the assistance of Kara, who took this event on as a senior project, are responsible for organizing today's graduation. We appreciate all their hard work that went into making today such a special day. For all that are here, thank you again, Ms. Cressy and Kara, for going the extra mile. And to our mentors, our school would not be possible without you, being that internships are the heart and the soul of what we do, and what sets us apart from any other high school. On behalf of the graduating class of 2023, I wholeheartedly express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to you. Thank you for a job well done. Next, I would like to turn our attention to the supportive parents and guardians of the most impressive and awesome graduating class of 2023. You have inspired our graduates to reach and exceed their potential. You have made many sacrifices that have molded them into the fine young people they are today. Parents and guardians, thanks for the support, for trusting us with your child, and for sharing your child with us. Together with our faculty and staff, you bring new meaning to the familiar but often misunderstood saying, it takes an entire community to educate a child. Lastly, I would like to recognize our tremendously talented, skilled, and caring advisors, Josue Guzman and Philip Horn. If I could have the two of them stand. These last few years have been challenging for everyone, and I want to recognize these two people for being the glue that held the graduating class together, and I'm deeply grateful to each of you. This graduating class faced many obstacles, and the biggest being remote learning for almost 2 years. Josue and Philip made it their focus to transition their students back while providing each student with the necessary support to ensure they reach this point, graduation. At this time, I'd like to ask all you parents, guardians, students, and the entire Met community to please stand and help me give the biggest and most energetic, heartfelt cheer and applause for Josue and Philip. We couldn't be here today without their lyrics. Thank you. Now to the distinguished Met High School's graduating class of 2023. Esteemed faculty, honored guests, and beloved parents and guardians, today we gather here to celebrate a momentous occasion that marks the culmination of years of hard work and perseverance. It is an honor for me to stand before you as the principal of this remarkable institution, where each and every one of you has left an indelible mark on my heart. As we reflect upon the journey, we cannot ignore the unique challenges you face, particularly the unprecedented disruptions caused by the global pandemic. The past couple of years forced you to adapt to the rigors of distance learning, a feat that demanded resilience and determination. Moreover, some of you experienced the additional hurdle of having 3 advisors throughout your 4-year tenure. Despite these obstacles, you have emerged stronger, equipped with invaluable lessons that will guide you on the path to future success. The Met has always been a special place, but it was through your presence and its true presence that its true essence shone brighter than ever before. I recall when I first heard the phrase "only at the Met" from countless individuals. Over time, I came to comprehend its meaning, and I witnessed the distinctive approach to education that sets this institution apart. Only at the Met means that students like you engage in internships twice a week, immersing yourselves in real-world experiences. It means that mentors, our esteemed community members, commend you in ways that are truly exceptional. Allow me to share a few remarkable comments from our Metsters that our Metsters have received from their mentors. My intern was a joy to have in the store and was always ready and eager to do any task we threw at her. She was never afraid to ask questions, either to clarify how something needed to be done or just gain more insight into how the book business works. Another comment. Throughout the internship, the students' patience is truly admirable. In a world that often moves at a hectic pace, it's refreshing to see how someone who remains calm and composed, even in the face of challenges. Patience is a virtue that not everyone possesses, but the student embodies it effortlessly. And this comment that I would like to share is that they made such an impactful presence at our business. Lastly, my intern came into our shop and truly had an impact on everyone he worked hard with. Our boss says that all the times how good he was as a student there, but also as a mentor. Excuse me. This is an emotional time for me. Aside from helping out in literally every way possible, he comes in with a smile, keeps himself busy, is very self-motivated, and generally seems to enjoy being here with us. A huge highlight, personally, is hearing him crack jokes at everyone. These heartfelt testimonies unequivocally demonstrate how our students contribute significantly to their internship sites, leaving an enduring impact on the organization they serve. Lastly, only at the Met do students showcase their learning through exhibitions and gateways, which allow students to develop critical thinking skills, to be able to think on their toes and on the spot, to acknowledge what is outstanding and what they still need to focus on. At the end of 4 years at the Met, our students have actively been involved in their learning. How many of us as adults in this room can say that in our 4 years of high school, we called adults requesting to shadow them at work, shadowed over 30 people at their job site, secured 4 internships in career fields of our interest, wrote countless project proposals and timelines, developed and managed real-world projects, completed 14 presentations of work in front of a panel, an audience of our peers, mentors, and teachers, successfully completed 2 years of distance learning. Some of us can't even say that we've done all of the above as adults. The Met Sacramento High School graduating class of 2023, on behalf of the faculty and staff, we are extremely grateful for the excellent traditions that you have maintained at the Met High School. Thanks for making our school a very special place, a school of great distinction. We wish you all the very best that life has to offer and encourage you to give birth to your dreams. Today is truly a great day to be a Metster. Congratulations, Met High School graduating class of 2023. Now I would like to welcome our first speaker, Superintendent Jorge Aguilar, to share a few words.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lambert. Good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes a todos. First of all, let me just offer my congratulations to the Met Sacramento High School class of 2023. A round of applause for them. I want to also acknowledge and thank our faculty and staff under the leadership of Principal Denise Lambert, who have done a tremendous job to prepare this graduating class for today. Because of their tireless work, and you heard some of the comments, this class can proudly celebrate all that they have achieved together. So may I please have another round of applause for all of our dedicated educators sitting here. I also want to acknowledge that this is Ms. Lambert's last graduation as principal of the Met. As I was walking here from my parking stall, I realized that she could walk to work, where she will be going to the California Department of Ed, and I want to just thank you for your many, many years of service, Ms. Lambert, to Sac City Unified School District. To our students, today should not be seen as an ending, but as one of many memorable achievements and transitions as you continue your life journey of education, career, and personal growth. I hope you leave here today with the confidence to set very high expectations for yourselves and do not let failure deter you from working toward your goals. I often say that failure is not the act of falling down, but staying down. As you look into the audience and see your parents, your siblings, friends, and other loved ones, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the role that each one of them played in helping you reach this stage today. And when you share that big embrace a short time from now, be sure to thank them for their love and support, no matter how it was expressed to you. We know this journey has been harder for some than for others as well. We've learned that our time here at Sac City, that we must give grace and compassion and acknowledgement that the road is in fact different for everyone, and that sometimes we must even give grace and compassion to ourselves. My hope for you is that you will take the knowledge you've acquired today and apply it going forward, no matter what you choose to do with your future. And I can tell you that the speed of your life is about to accelerate in ways you cannot fully understand at this moment. Years that once felt like lifetimes will soon whiz past you in a matter of seconds. I encourage you to bask in this moment and appreciate what it means and what it took to get here. And finally, I hope that each of you reach a point in your lives where you can, as one of my favorite Mexican poets, Amado Nervo, wrote, "Life I loved, I was loved. The sun caressed my face. Life, you owe me nothing. Life, we are at peace." Congratulations, class of 2023, on this momentous accomplishment.
Thank you, Superintendent Aguilar. Now I would like to welcome our next speaker, Board Member Tara Jean, to share a few words.
So I wasn't sure what my first speech as trustee should be, and the students will appreciate this. I asked ChatGPT what I should say. And guess what? AI doesn't have it figured out either. You truly have had an original experience as a high school class. And AI is just one part of that. But ultimately, the real truth of life is no one has it figured out. This beautiful, crazy world we live in. So I encourage you to have fun figuring it out. Figuring out who you are, figuring out what you want, and most importantly, figuring out who you want to do life with. Because the connections we make with each other are truly the most powerful, amazing parts of this world. And that's how we change this world. And your class gives me so much hope, because your original experience in high school is going to create original experiences for the rest of us in this world. Congratulations.
Thank you, Board Member Jean. Next is our first valedictorian speech given by Ethan Castrejon Garcia.
Thank you. Before I give my valedictory speech, I'd like to take a moment to have us all show our gratitude to someone very important to our Met community. Denise, your staff has prepared a message they'd like me to read to you at this time. Denise, we feel nothing but gratitude for the countless and thankless hours you served as our leader. You have a steady, unwavering way about you that got us through the toughest of times. Please accept our deepest thanks for ensuring that the Met's doors remain open each year, getting us through COVID times, trusting our professional instincts and allowing the space to grow as educators, and, because you don't cook, for all the bundt cakes at staff potlucks. They're delicious little cakes, by the way. We thank you for being more than just a leader. You have supported us. You have trusted us. You have listened. You have led without ego, as a true leader should. We can't let you leave without letting you know what an outstanding job you did these past 6 years. We thank you and wish you the best. Can I ask you all to please stand and give the loudest applause possible for our principal, Denise Lambert. Thank you. I would like to thank my family, my grandma for her great cooking, Pietrolunga for stepping it up this year, and my mother for being a hard worker and inspiring me to keep pushing forward. I was originally supposed to attend Intercom High School, but I missed the orientation and first couple of weeks. Then my mother found a letter in the mail from the Met stating that I had been accepted. It was final. I was going to the Met. For the first 3 days at the Met, I was like a lost child. We had to pick from 3 advisors. Josue was a studious advisor, and you knew all the highly studious intellectual kids were going with him. Stephanie was a new teacher and was pretty sweet. And John, he was interesting. All I remember from visiting his advisory was him talking about killing cattle, so I made sure to stay away from that mess. I don't remember who I picked, but somehow I ended up in Stephanie's advisory. And I will say this, Stephanie was very sweet and kind. I had no problems with her, but for some reason, most of the advisory disliked her. They would say she didn't know what she was doing, and she didn't know how to teach since she was new. I don't remember having that many friends in my advisory. I only remember one, and he left. Getting accustomed to the Met culture freshman year was tough, and I didn't get accustomed to it that year. At first, the whole exhibition system was insane to me. The school had me thinking, you want me to make a simple presentation with my grades in it, community service, PE hours, books we've read, and present it to other classes instead of taking finals like other normal schools? You must be out of your mind. And in hindsight, it was not bad at all. In fact, it was great. My internship was the best part I liked from freshman year. I interned at the Hart Senior Center, and it straight up rocked. I loved it. I exercised with elderly people. I would serve the elderly people. I would watch movies with them, walk with them, and even do art with them. It was awesome sauce. I would begin to think, hey, this is the only thing I like about this school. It actually might not be that bad. Maybe I will have a bright future at this school. Then COVID struck, and I absolutely loved it. Now, it was sad not being able to go back to the senior center, but I could care less about not having to go to school. I spent those 2 months eating hot dogs and playing Skyrim in my room, having the time of my life. Sophomore year. Don't even ask me about sophomore year. Sophomore year can be summarized in a couple of words. Manny and Destiny 2. Yes, Destiny 2. Like my friend Pietrolunga said, it's a game for people with monkey brains. And that's what my sophomore year was, Destiny 2. Was I paying attention in past world history class? No, I was playing Destiny 2. Paying attention in biology or math? No, Destiny 2. Paying attention to other people's exhibitions? No, I don't think so, Destiny 2. There was only one exception, and that exception was Philip's sophomore English class. This was my first class with Philip. He made everyone participate and turn the cameras on. He was pretty strict. All I could think about was, thank God he's not my advisor. I'll never forget the material I learned from his class, learning about logic and how a cat has 4 legs and a dog has 4 legs. Therefore, the dog is a cat. I'll never forget the play we read about where a man kills his father and has children with his mother. I wanted to burn my ears and poke my eyes out. As for my advisor that year, Manny, he was cool. Manny was a little too chill of an advisor, and for some reason, he loved dilemmas, like the train dilemma, where there's 2 train tracks and people on both tracks are tied up. What would you do? Who would you let die, and why? And to be honest, I absolutely hated these so much. I would start to think, man, just let everyone on the train tracks get killed so we can get on with our day. Junior year hit, and we were told we would have to return in person and wear a mask. I thought to myself, over my dead body, you will never catch me wearing a mask. And I ended up wearing a mask on my first day of school. I was now with my 3rd advisor, Philip. I was a little nervous because he was pretty strict back in sophomore year and the few times I saw him freshman year. Turns out, he's a pretty cool guy. Occasionally, he'll act like a drama queen, say something silly, move his hands like this and pose like this, occasionally yell at us, but he's a great guy. Junior year would be the year where I would finally start actually enjoying and getting accustomed to the Met culture. Exhibitions were a child's play. I could breeze with them no problem. Cultural events and community service, never did them. I even found new internships. I got an internship on a ranch, and it was pretty cool. Drove tractors around, witnessed cows get shot and butchered. It was great. And that's what the Met is all about. Finding internships that interest you, learning new things, and exploring new interests. That year, I made even greater friendships. I became really good friends with Gabe and Pop. I had such a great time with them. I was thinking this friendship is even going to become a stronger bond our senior year. Then towards the end of junior year, Pop and another close friend of mine decided they were going to leave the Met. They wouldn't be returning for the senior year. And I'm over here thinking, what the HE double hockey sticks? Are you serious right now? You're trying to leave the Met? And once they told me what school they were leaving the Met for, all I was thinking about, what? Are you out of your mind? Fast forward towards summer, Pop left, and I was thinking I wanted to go too. I thought, yeah, I'm going to intercom senior year. And after weeks of begging my mother to let me go and her saying no, she came up with a very good plan like she always does. She simply suggested I try independent studies the summer before the Met started. My mother then gets a phone call from guess who? Philip. Philip was telling her to please set up a meeting between us three to discuss me staying. So we show up to the Met and talk to him. Philip was then telling me that he would not be able to force me to stay, that it was ultimately my choice. He started to talk to me about the disadvantages of big schools, and then told me how independent studies courses were basically credit recovery courses, and it was. The last thing he told me was what made me stay. I built relationships at the Met, and to leave out of the blue would be disrespectful to my friends. How could I leave Gabe like that? And I started to think, man, I can't leave Gabe like that. He can't lose Pop to McClatchy and me to some goofy online school. So I decided to stay. I shook Philip's hands and we left. And truth be it, I would have been miserable in another school, let alone independent studies. And so here I am, and all I can say is that I am happy that I stayed. My advisory is awesome. It is so joyful, and there's not a day when I don't laugh in class. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm thankful for Philip and my mom who convinced me to stay. Thank you all. You're all the best.
Thank you, Ethan. Next, we have a valedictorian speech from Bella Jimenez.
Oh. Do I have to get closer? Okay. Up until middle school, I had no clue what the Met was. I went to Wood Middle School down the main street from Hiram Johnson High School. Johnson was supposed to be the school that I was supposed to go to, but when enrollment came around, I saw the list of the district's small schools. On the list was the Met Sacramento. I had no idea what made this school different and why it would make a difference between going to Hiram. I was scared on my first 3 days of school. I was consoled by a mother who had 2 children at this school, one who was a daughter who I'd met, and she was also starting as a 9th grader. At this point in my life, I was so worried when it came to other people. I thought that everyone was out to get me, especially since my previous friend group disappeared on me. But I was introduced to this student, and from her, I met a few other people. The school has advisories, these people that are supposed to become our second home. We were to choose them on our 3rd day of school. It would be with this advisor for the rest of our time here and whoever else they had chosen for the art class. A few other things that seemed abnormal to me were travel and the use or lack thereof of textbooks. I didn't have the luxury of being dropped off, so public transportation became my best friend for a while. Up until my junior year, when I had the better end of driving myself to school. Everyone was required to have a laptop to use, and all of the documents and textbooks were accessible through PDFs. I had to learn to get used to from going to physical copies to having my whole academic life online. But the Met has also forced me to grow outside of my shell. Even now, I have my defensive tactics, but it has been a long and challenging journey with my self-confidence and presentation skills. I owe this kick in the curve towards pulling myself up to my advisor, Josue. Josue Guzman is a man of many talents. Despite the scoldings and frustrated sighs, it all came from a place of love. He has provided me with unconditional amounts of support, from a shy and small freshman to the person that I am today. Every single milestone that I've been able to achieve throughout high school has been done due to his help. He keeps me in check when sometimes I don't even realize that I need it. The thing about advisors is that they're meant to be there for you in and outside of academics. I can't begin to discuss the amount of conversations that we have. I would never say this in front of him, but he is a funny person to be around. In terms of fun, I would like to thank my advisory and friends. As a freshman, I never thought that I would get close to these people, but now I cannot get away from them and I cannot complain. These people have become my second family, and we have similar interests through small and big ways, from doing community service and cultural events together to maybe even small conversations in class. I will miss Josue's Padawans. Last but never least, I would like to thank my family. I would have never been able to come to the Met without my mother's approval to apply. Even throughout challenges, my family has provided support. Through even the smallest displays. My sister was a big part of coming through my struggle ditch. I knew that as a first-generation student, she would have to rely on me. That she would have to rely on me for answers regarding high school and post-high school education. I would also like to thank my boyfriend, Teodoro, who has provided me with lots of support and company throughout these past 18 months with school, such as accompanying me through events. Okay. Graduation seemed like a mere thought before. I could never think of seeing us in caps and gowns. Yet here we are today, putting this chapter of our lives to an end. Years turned into months, and then it turned into days, and then hours. The last day of school was my favorite day of the year, except for this year. Thank you for being my friends. My gratitude is forever and always yours. With the future calling out our names, I'm proud of us for making it.
Thank you, Bella. It is with great pleasure that I introduce our next speaker, Tabitha Yang, mentor to current Met student, or Met graduate, Jacob Jess. Tabitha is the Education and Outreach Coordinator at the Bohart Museum of Entomology at the University of California, Davis, where she has participated in providing Jacob with the most unique and interesting internship the Met has to offer. It is actually the only one of its kind that we have. The Museum of Entomology has been a long-time site for the Met and has served not only as a place for our students to learn from, but mentors who have gone the extra mile to provide their interns with post-graduation planning support. Many of our interns have gone on to prestigious universities. Mentors are more than just a supervisor at a job site. They provide their intern with the guidance and support that sometimes lasts beyond their high school years. Tabitha has been an incredible mentor, and our hope is that she and the rest of her team know how much we appreciate and hold the Bogart Museum of Entomology in high regard. Please help me give a warm welcome to Tabitha Yang.
All right. Thank you very much for that warm welcome. Thank you to the Met and to Victoria for asking me to be a speaker at today's graduation. So my name is Tabitha Yang, and I am the Education and Outreach Coordinator at the UC Davis Bohart Museum of Entomology. The Bohart Museum is 75 years old, and we are one of the largest insect collections in North America. We have nearly 8 million specimens. We also have a robust outreach program, hosting tours, special weekend programs, traveling programs to schools and libraries, and summer camps for teens. And for the last 10 years or so, we have hosted interns from the Met. So it truly is an honor to be invited to your graduation ceremony today. However, I have to confess that giving public talks like this is terrifying for me. I have two reasons. First, I have a checkered past when it comes to speaking in front of groups. My 12-year-old self still shudders about Santa Fe's transportation system. And then second, you are the Met. The Met is where students learn to crush public speaking and presentations. And I know that. For years, I have been witness to our Met interns casually asking to borrow drawers of pinned bugs for their special Met presentations. It usually goes something like this. Hey, Tabitha, I have to give my talk on my internship in progress. Yeah, it'll be in front of a group of teachers and my peers, and we will discuss my grades and any areas where I need some improvement, and then we'll problem solve on how to best reach my goals. May I borrow that drawer of pinned insects? And my response always was like, what? Like, what teenager has those skill sets? And then they say, oh yeah, no, it isn't always easy. You know, we learn, we practice, it gets easier. Can I still borrow that box of bugs? So the Met clearly is this special program. The built-in internship options, working while learning, taking college classes, having these small groups that you are accountable to, but that are also incredibly supportive and positive. And then, of course, fabulous mentors like Josue, not to mention these presentation skills and public speaking. What an incredible education you have and that you've provided. So, my takeaway from watching interns like Noah and Paris and Jacob succeed in all of this, well, I brought a box of bugs, right? That's what I know. Now, this is a special box of bugs because Jacob made it. It was actually part of his internship. It is the life cycle of the Polyphemus moth. Now, I couldn't not come to this place and give a little insect education. So insect life cycles are very different from human life cycles. With insects, they do spend most of their life as larvae growing. And we call those different larval phases instars. Now, when Jacob first started his internship, it was just after the pandemic. So I like to say that Jacob interned for us for only 2 years, or 3 instar phases. Phase 1, masks, right? We only knew Jacob from his eyes, his forehead, and his hair. Phase 2, no masks. All of a sudden, he had a nose, a mouth, a chin, and 2 cheeks. But Jacob, who never does anything at the bare minimum, right, had a 3rd phase. And that one day, I walked right past him to my desk. I assumed he was a UC Davis student waiting to see our faculty director about a test or something. But it wasn't until I heard the chipper, "Good morning, Tabitha," that I recognized Jacob by his voice, since he had cut his shoulder-length brown hair to about 1 centimeter and then dyed it electric blonde. But those are all external changes, because really throughout his internship, Jacob has been so solid and constant. Sure, he has learned new things from us. He knows his way around the UC Davis library stacks. He can use an expensive imaging device. He can pin and label insects like a pro, and he can give entomology tours at the drop of a hat. But he is still the same incredibly thoughtful, smart, and hardworking person that we all know and respect. Here is what I wrote in one of his letters of recommendations for college. When Jacob is here at the Bohart, he is indistinguishable from the other interns who are already college students. In less than 2 years, he has become involved in many aspects of the museum, from curation to education. However, his work ethic, his communication skills, and his initiatives make him stand out from the hundreds of UC Davis undergrads that I have worked with over the years. Berkeley is so lucky to get you. All right. I know that we're called mentors, but in my experience, it is a mutualism and a collaboration. You Met students are so talented that every Tuesday and Thursday across the greater Sacramento region, you truly enrich our workplaces. So thank you, and thank you, Jacob, for your dedication to the Bohart and for commuting over 3 hours on buses to get to the Bohart each time. Now, on that note, I can say the UC Davis Bohart Museum of Entomology is honored, deeply honored, to be part of this wonderful program called the Met. And so congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Tabitha. Next, we have a valedictorian speech from Osvaldo Pina Calderon.
Dreams aren't fueled by belief, they are fueled by doubt. A saying by Kobe Bryant that I feel has accurately depicted this journey that I've had the pleasure of having with the Met. I remember entering the Met confused. I'd never gone anywhere near downtown Sacramento, and the school structure was unlike any school that I have heard of. I didn't know who I was, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt so lost, and for some reason, I lost motivation to work towards any dreams of mine. I could remember the many obstacles that I had to face at the Met. Exhibitions were new to me, and I was not good at talking in front of people. When I talked in front of people, I always ended up messing up my words. Internships were new to me, and there were so many projects that I remember stressing over having to do. Whether it was because I was in a rush or I was scared of messing up, I was scared of my doubt defining who I'd be today, a failure. In my sophomore year, I had to switch to a new advisor, and what I thought would become a good step for me didn't. I kept messing up over and over again. I started doubting myself. I felt like I was letting down so many people. Every opportunity I had in the palm of my hand throughout those years always ended the same way, with the sensation of the opportunity slipping between my fingers. I wished I could just do better, and I kept wondering to myself why I was disappointing myself. In my junior year, though, I had to switch advisors again. Maybe third time's the charm, I told myself. I had Josue, a teacher that, although I had in previous years, I didn't know at all. At that point, I had already given up on graduating. I gave up on having plans for my future. I thought that I would not have any future. My own self-esteem was at a low for that year. I thought there was no point in disappointing myself anymore, or those around me. I put all this doubt on my own shoulders, but I can still remember my first day in Josue's advisory. I was shy and nervous. I didn't know most of Josue's kids, and I felt like all I wanted at that time was not to be noticed. Like all I wanted to do was stay in a corner and be done with high school so I could stop disappointing myself. It wasn't until midway through junior year I found this growth in myself, not just as a student, but also as a person. And then I found myself aspiring to new heights I didn't dream of reaching for. I remember all the work I did, staying up and not sleeping in order to finish a new assignment due soon, trying to finish a project in time. All of that work I did just to be here. Now that I've reached here, I can confidently say, I am proud to say, that I have made it here due to my ability and willingness to push myself further than I thought I could when I initially joined the Met. I'm proud to say that I did not let doubt define my success, but despite that doubt, I chose to go for dreams that I never considered for myself in the beginning. The Met to me has become a second home. I grew up here. I learned about myself. I experienced joy. I experienced frustration. I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to be myself, and I learned about myself in my internship. I was able to learn about myself even further thanks to the great mentor I had in Caesar and Josue, for my advisor, for even being willing to help me pursue what I wanted. I feel incredibly blessed to have the opportunity to call myself a classmate to every single student right here in this row, from Josue's advisory, and I feel blessed to be able to call myself one of Josue's students. This is why I chose to stay at the Met, the people. Nowhere else have I had the opportunity to be around such a diverse amount of people, each with something that made them special. No matter what, there will always be people at the Met like-minded like you, people that you can depend on, and people that will define who you become. I feel myself to be proof of so, and there is always an advisor that is right for you, and I feel lucky in both those things. I have had many teachers throughout my academic journey, but I truly felt as though I found not just a teacher, but a mentor that not only understood me, but also respected me as much as I have grown to respect him. I want to thank Josue for being there. He has pushed me to places I never thought of going, and for that, I'm grateful towards him. I would also like to thank my brother. In the past, I used to resent your name in some form. I felt as though I had to live up to your name, which for me, I thought was impossible. But now, I'm glad that they know. I'm glad to be called your brother. And you have been a role model for me this entire 4 years I've had at the Met. I'd want to lastly thank my parents. I know how much my parents have gone through just so that I could have the opportunity that they never had the chance to have. I remember every single little thing they did for me. I remember everything they did just so that I could chase for my own dreams. And I remember how much they cared for me to reach those dreams. Thank you, Met Sacramento High School staff. Thank you, Josue's advisory. And thank you, Josue, for this wonderful journey that you have given me the pleasure of having. And goodbye.
Thank you, Osvaldo. Next, we have Co-Executive President of Big Picture Learning, Carlos Moreno. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Moreno to the podium.
Y'all forgive me, I'm gonna adjust this mic just a little bit. All right, here we go. How's everyone doing? All right, this is a celebration, y'all. So we are here to celebrate. It is an incredible honor to be here with you all. And to celebrate what I've heard are some of the most brilliant, charismatic, and opinionated young people to not just graduate from the Met, but from Sacramento City Schools. And if you agree, can I get an amen? We're off to a good start. All right, so in my role as executive director, I have a chance to visit many, many big picture schools around the country and some internationally. And I've had personally the opportunity to watch the journey of the Met Sacramento over the past 20 years. I've seen y'all change locations. I've seen the school have changes in leadership and principals and some phenomenal leaders that you've all have had. And even some of your advisors and staff have moved on. And we are appreciative of all of their commitments, all their contributions over the past 20 years. But the school continues to stand strong and be a true flagship of our international big picture learning network. And our network is one that we consider a movement. We'd also know that there may have been some folks who may have questioned whether the model and your experiences are truly preparing you for the real world and for what lies ahead. And I can tell you all without a shadow of a doubt, and y'all already know this, like folks like my colleague Lexi Cruz, who is a graduate of the Met Sacramento class of 2012, who now works with Big Picture National, and some others, y'all are all more than ready and have earned this moment. So please never let anyone take that away from you. As I travel and meet people who are curious about or want to start big picture learning schools in their communities, they ask, so what's your secret sauce, right? Like, what makes the Met, how come your students are just so amazing and passionate and charismatic and knowledgeable, right? And truth-telling. And, you know, for us, it's like the secret sauce is pretty simple, right? Because we know what it is. We've experienced it. It's about listening to your students. It's about listening to the families and respecting the community, your community, and where you come from. And you do that by creating spaces like advisory, where students develop deep relationships, and by unleashing students from their desks to pursue their interests and passions in the real world. And sprinkle in for you all, and what makes you all very unique and very special, is this powerful partnership that you also have with Sacramento City College that allows students to take college courses as well. And this is how you get to rigorous work that matters, that prepares young people to thrive as adults and become the citizens and leaders that this world so desperately needs and deserves. If you agree, can I get an amen? All right. Parents, y'all can join on the amens too. Okay. All right. So first, to the senior class. You know I did my homework on y'all. I did my research. And in addition to navigating through your education during one of the most challenging and difficult times and periods in the history of the world, and having your education and your schooling interrupted by the COVID pandemic a few times, you all have collectively assembled a body of work for young people who are just about to graduate from high school that is incredibly impressive. Now, I'm going to share just a few examples because I only have a few minutes, but please know that the examples that I'm going to share are exceptional, but they're not the exception, because this can have been said about any of the graduates of this class. So we have students like Victoria Ayala. Victoria interned at the Glass Slipper Organization, a nonprofit that provides self-development program and mentoring for girls and young women from foster care. Victoria's project involved taking the lead on a community event titled Say Yes to the Prom Dress, a project focused on empowering area youth through motivational speakers while providing formal gowns and accessories for deserving youth. We have folks like Bella Richmond. Bella interned at Tower of Youth, a youth-oriented digital media literacy nonprofit. Bella's project has been producing and hosting a podcast called I'm Not the First. In each episode, she interviewed young advocates, activists, and representatives from organizations that support youth in finding mental and emotional wellness. We have folks like Oliver Saul. Oliver was an intern for Assembly member Kevin McCarty. His project was to put together a toy drive that would benefit an organization called Women's Empowerment. Oliver was in charge of finding sponsors, catering, live music, as well as promoting the event. Each one of the 100 attendees were required to bring at least one toy. The event brought in over 350 toys. We have folks like Jonathan Caldenas Garcia. All right, okay. Jonathan's internship was at Mid-Century Modern Sacramento, an antique store that specializes in high-end mid-century furniture. Now, Jonathan helped to fix, refinish, re-veneer classic mid-century furniture from Europe and then pack them for shipping all over the country. In fact, one furniture item that was in very poor condition, Jonathan rebuilt, re-veneered, and refinished it to perfection, and it sold for more than $1,200. We've got Phoenix Langley Briggs. Phoenix entered at the Sacramento City College Theater costume department. Phoenix is officially an 11th grader, I hear, but decided to graduate early, so she took several City College classes and online education modules to meet that goal. Phoenix has become an integral member of the costumery team, I think I said that right? And Phoenix is most proud of a dress that they were able to design and make for a show at the theater. Phoenix, someone got a quote from me, so I appreciate it, would say that it was both the hardest and the coolest project they've completed, but seeing their creation on the actress was totally worth all of the challenges. And last but not least, because his name is just cool, Carlos Vega. So, and Carlos had a different entry point. So, because he entered the Met in his senior year. And from what I understand, Carlos enjoyed cooking and was open to interning at a restaurant, even though he wasn't fully on board with the whole internship thing when he arrived at the school. But we know that our advisors and our staff are incredibly persuasive and persistent, which could be interpreted as annoying, right? So Carlos began an internship with Localis, a high-end restaurant in town that had just recently been Michelin recognized. Carlos learned to make sauces, candies, and to prep all kind of essentials used by fine cuisine chefs and restaurants. That's where I'll be going for lunch later, I think. They loved Carlos at his internship. They respected him and his talents so much that they hired Carlos at the restaurant. Let's give it. Let's get that mic. Okay. So these are just a few of the accomplishments of this incredible graduating class, and please know that we are all incredibly proud of you. Everyone, can I get an amen on that? Okay. I'm a dad. I have an 18-year-old daughter from the New York area, live in Jersey. She's 18 and graduating next week. So I want to talk to our beloved family members and parents for a little bit. And those are our parents, our grandparents, guardians, caregivers, families, abuelos, abuelas, uncles, aunties, tías, tíos, cousins, primos, and primas. Everybody that helps makes the community and supports our young people. I know that this is this moment that causes us just tremendous pride, and we should be very prideful. But it also causes us some anxiety, right? Our brains are full of excitement and wonder of our children, and our hearts feel something different right now. We know the magnitude of this milestone, of this moment, and we also know what follows. It's a little personal, so I apologize. So I just, got thinking about baby girl and all our young people. So our kids, our children, our young family members are now being thrown into adulthood and into new chapters of their lives and a bit of the unknown. Please know that their school experience has provided them with the best possible opportunity to prepare for the unknown that lies ahead. And here's the kicker. While I know many of us might, think, all right, we're done. I'm done. I did my job. You're on your way out. I'll be here if you need me. This is probably when they need us the most in so many ways, and they need us differently. In much less of a parental role, but more of a friend, more of a confidant, a life guide. And regardless of whether your child is going away to college or staying at home and entering the workforce, this is the time when we must continue to show them what success looks like, what it can look like. And as we know, success is not measured by your job. It's not measured by your education. It's not how much money you have or what kind of car you drive. Success is finding and being your authentic self, and in that moment in where you find your true voice. It's who you are when no one is watching you, how you genuinely treat others, and how you lead life. And if you agree, can I get an amen? All right, we're there. So a special congratulations to the parents and families and the larger Sacramento community in supporting such amazing young people on their journey. I hope that y'all let me celebrate with y'all. I have something queued up because this is for y'all. My friend Aaron's gonna play just one track, Aaron. Good job, Aaron. Good job. We'll come back to it, Aaron. We'll come back to it. We'll come back. We'll come back. We'll come back. All right, I'm gonna turn my attention back to the graduates for a quick second. So transitions like these aren't always the easiest, y'all. And given how things have been happening in our world, these aren't the friendliest of times. Life in adulthood and citizenship are absolutely beautiful things, filled with incredible highs and memorable moments. But real talk, it won't always be easy. But please remember, if it was easy, there would be no Osvaldo Peña Calderón. If it was easy, there would be no Keegan Williams Moran. If it was easy, there'd be no Ethan Castrejón Garcia, no Cara Andrade, no Jonathan Caldenas. And not only that, if it was easy, there would be no Denise Lambert. There would be no Eleazar de la Cruz, no Chico Gonzalez, no Hassan McWhorter, and no Miss Avis Howard. There would be no mom, no papi, no grandma, no abuelo, no uncle, no tia. So in the infamous words of the good brother Denzel Washington, keep working, keep striving, never give up. We fall down 7 times, we get up 8. Without commitment, we'll never start, but more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. Surround yourself with people who remind you of how amazing you are. Be brave enough to say, I'm sorry, or I forgive you, or I love you. Remember that you always have a choice, no matter what the situation. For example, when we talk about having a choice, I'm going to give Aaron another chance to redeem himself. Because I have a really good friend that is a DJ for the Minnesota Timberwolves NBA team, and he created this little mix for y'all. It's a short mix, but you have a choice to either, when Aaron plays the music, I'm giving him some time, to either, just chair dance or actually get up and celebrate because this is your graduation.
Thank you, Carlos. I have to do some adjusting now. Can you hear me? So once again, thank you, Carlos. Our last speaker I'd like to welcome to the stage is our final valedictorian speaker, Keegan Williams Moran.
I am told that graduation speeches are given by glass half full people instead of glass half empty people, and yet here I stand today. Throughout our 4 years, we've encountered many challenges that have tested us. We are in the group of kids society calls the pandemic era. Over the years, it is up to us to decide whether or not to accept this label. We do not have to let labels define us, telling who we are or who we will become. When labels are peeled away from a bottle or box, what is still remains. The ingredients inside of us are what makes us unique and special individuals. Our time at the Met has helped us learn what our ingredients are and what we are made of. My experiences at the Met are probably much like everyone else, except that due to my autism, I've been more on the sidelines. Looking in, if this were a Hollywood movie, there would be a montage of images of a boy looking in on everyone else through a window. Not that I haven't had my own experiences. One that stands out happened while writing his very speech. My advisor's feedback on my first draft was very well done, but too short on details, and compared me to a very thoughtful AI. When I read this email, I laughed. If my own work is being compared with the product of a thoughtful AI, then clearly I may be more robotic than the robots themselves. When you spend all day in your brain, I guess to others, you can seem like a thoughtful AI. I took it as a compliment, but I know that not everyone will understand my behavior. We can also be thankful for our families who during the lockdown gave us a schoolroom outside this Met building while still embracing their philosophies. Finally, we can be thankful for each other, whether you made a friendship that will last a lifetime or were simply inspired by a fellow classmate or faculty member. Know that experiences like these can happen anywhere and will keep us motivated when the challenges arise. While we often look outside for heroes to inspire us as we head into the future, I see heroes during my time here at the Met. From the welcoming ways of Scott Ford, who calmed the nervous freshmen on the first day, and how Philip Horn helped me learn not to care or worry about so much about what people thought of me. One of my favorite quotes that Philip gave me was from the Greek philosopher Plotinus. Education is not a blow to the head, but a grasping towards. It took me Took me a while, but I finally think I understand why he gave me this quote. We cannot just in one instant learn everything we need to succeed. It takes determination, patience to attain the skills and knowledge that we may desire. I should also note that as we seniors start our new journey, Philip is also getting ready for a new chapter in his life as he prepares to retire from teaching. It saddens me to know that no other people like my brother will not get the chance to have Philip as a teacher. So whether you intend to do after today, whether you plan to continue your education or maybe enter into a career introduced to you during your internships, you will benefit from what you have learned here at the Met. As you go on your new journey, keep in mind the importance of giving back and inspiring young students who will start their Met journeys. If every one of us, when we were able to mentor a new generation of Met students, those who took us under their wing and helped us fly solo, would see their gifts of knowledge shared over and over again. One last piece of advice, please leave every situation you encounter better than when you first arrived. Thank you.
Thank you, Keegan. At this time, I would like to recognize special awards that have been given to students. The first award is the Golden State Seal Award. The Golden State Seal Award is awarded jointly by the State Board of Education and the State Superintendent of Public Education to recognize students who have demonstrated mastery of the high school curriculum in at least 6 subject areas. Will the recipients of the Golden State Seal Award please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. The next award is for the California State Seal of Civic Engagement. Will the recipient of this award please stand? Thank you, Lucas. The next award is the Seal of Biliteracy. The Seal of Biliteracy is given to students who have studied and attained proficiency in 2 or more languages by high school graduation. Will the recipients of the Seal of Biliteracy please stand? Thank you. You can take your seats. Lastly, we would like to acknowledge those students that are receiving the Panther Pipeline Cord, Golden Cord, and Platinum Cord. The Panther Pipeline Cord is given to students who have taken 1 or more classes at Sacramento City College. The Golden Cord is given to those students who have received a 3.0 GPA or higher, and the Platinum Cord is to those who have received a 3.8 GPA or higher. Will the recipients please stand? Thank you. You can take your seats. Now the moment that everyone has been waiting for, the presentation of the diplomas. I'd like to call Victoria Lemus to start reading the names of our graduates.
Clementine Morris Kent. Madison Murphy. Samuel Parker. Raven Morningstar. Gabriel Pietralunga. Ethan Castrejon Garcia. Jonathan Cárdenas Garcia. Yuli Oliver. Gabrielle Stoidel. Saúl de Dios. Kevin Brashear. Osvaldo Piña Calderón. Brandon Vaughn. Victoria Ayala. Leah Cott. Lucas Rule. Eddie Croxford. Julian Hooper. Armani Payne. Brandon Craig Troth. Carmen Mundo. Ellen Klein. Kara Andrade. Jacob Jess. Bella Jimenez. Victoria Aguilar. Oliver Saul. Phoenix Langley Briggs. Michaela Brown. Keegan Williams Moran. Gavin Davis. Bella Sofia Montoya. Carlos Vega. Alfonso Thomas. Stephanie Magaña. Andrea Lugo. Yolanda Melchor. Rihanna Pro. V Catpud. Bella Richmond. Lucas Wackford.
So we are almost done with our celebration. If I could have graduates please stand? And if I could have Board Member Tara Jean join me. Board Member Tara Jean, trustee of the Sacramento City Unified School District Board of Education. As the proud principal of the Met High School, I'm pleased to present the members of the class of 2023 of the Met Sacramento High School who have met all of the requirements for graduation set forth by the state of California and Sacramento City Unified School District.
Thank you, Principal Lambert. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Sacramento City Unified School District's Board of Education, I congratulate you, the graduates, as having met all of the requirements, and you are hereby granted the high school diploma to the Met High's class of 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you, Board Member Jean. Ladies and gentlemen, I officially present to you the Met Sacramento High School senior class of 2023. Seniors, please move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations.
We have done our best, and that is something to be proud of.
As we journey into this new stage of our lives, may we always carry with us the love that we have received here.
Our warrior pride and dedication will always lead us to success.
Graduates, this is the time that you end your high school journey and begin the rest of your life.